Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on Warframe. So I'm going to concentrate on your basics for beginners basically. I'm going to take a little leap here and hope that you've kind of had a bit of a go and got yourself used to the game and know a bit more about it, but we're going to go into a bit more depth and hopefully give you some kind of help and advice on how to get into the game and get yourself up there. So the first thing is the star map. Hopefully you've got yourself used to it now and how it works. They all link, and unfortunately you have to go through the little junctions to get yourself onto the next planet, and obviously to do that it'll ask you to do various different things. You should hopefully be kind of used to that now with following the basic starter quest, and it'll kind of lead you that way. So as a beginner, what do you want to concentrate on? Well, first off, you need to get yourself a decent first setup. Obviously I had the option of Loki, Excalibur and a different one when I first started. They've changed that now, they're constantly changing and updating it. Your basic starters, your best one is hopefully Excalibur that you've picked. If not, we can still work around either one of them. Your second thing you want to be concentrating on is your mods, which if you want to have a check out of my mods video, that will give you some idea on the basics of mods, and I'll leave you the link down in the comment section to that video. If you need any more on mods, just give us a comment and I will directly message you and give you some advice and help and stuff on what to pick and what to kind of lead yourself into. At the moment there's no video out for that, but I will start looking at videos for each Warframe, and they've got good mod builds and stuff like that. The other one to have a look at as well, obviously there's a lot of videos out there and I'm not one to say don't look at anybody else's. I watch Tactical Potato, he's brilliant, he brings out quite a lot on the updates, so if you ever want to keep yourself up to date on Warframe, that is your best option. Personally, there's plenty out there though to have a look at. I will throw you a link on there for him in the comment section as well, so you can have a look at that. So Warframe as a beginner, stuff that you're going to want to try and jump onto and get involved on, and realistically you need to have a step back, have a think about what you want to get done, and then move on progressively. The first thing you want to do is try and unlock all the maps, get everything on one planet unlocked, and then as you get more of the quests, alerts, missions, all these various things that are popping up now, these things are all down to when you unlock the nodes on the planets, so you want to try and unlock as many of them as possible, and then you get more of these available, and these give you extra things that you're going to need to produce your Warframes and whatnot. Now, this is just a quick overview of what stuff will look like as you start filling up the completed sections. Obviously as you get into a syndicate, you got to start getting syndicate missions. You got your fissures that you'll get into, and fissures are great because as you complete a section of the fissure, if you're doing an endless fissure such as like a defense or a survival, it will increase the amount of affinity, credits, resources, etc. you get by a percentage, which is brilliant when you want to get yourself leveling up a Warframe or some gear. As a beginner, that's what you want to be looking at. You want to be looking at unlocking something and getting it leveled up. Okay, so what is this affinity we're talking about? Well, basically it's as simple as affinity equals XP. So basically each of your items, your Warframe, weapons, companions, etc., all of them are all leveled up basically with affinity. One thing to point out that a lot of people don't realise is there's a couple of things. One, affinity accounts for your mastery ranking. So obviously you want to get your mastery ranking up because weapons and various other things are all locked to your mastery, so obviously getting the better weaponry you're going to need a higher mastery ranking. Second thing is, if you want to level up something quite quickly, then have everything else leveled. Basically whatever isn't leveled will take all the affinity, so if you have 4 items unleveled, all 4 items will level up with the affinity. If you just want the one, put the rest on max and it will just generate everything into that one item that you've got that's unranked. Okay, next thing you need to be aware of is that you're going to need a lot of resources, you're going to need a lot of credits and a lot of mods, which is going to take time. So your best bet is to find yourself either a good group or a clan. There's a lot of clans out there now that will help you out, and they will help you get the stuff you need to be able to produce better gear and perform better within the game. Obviously, as you see through the levels, you're gonna find things start getting a bit trickier and a bit harder to kill, so that's when you're gonna need your top end weaponry, top end gear, and start looking at your prime stuff as well. Good thing about the game at the moment is they've actually made it a lot easier to get your prime stuff. Back in the days, it was a lot harder to get prime. It was more of a pay and get your items. Now you don't need to pay anything. Now you just get into a fissure and you'll unlock a prime part. Various missions will give you prime parts as well. Most of the alerts and stuff just give you items that help with your looks. So it's all based off that, and not based off anything that's going to really help you. However, there are times where weapons and melee weapons especially will pop up. And a lot of the helmets as well will pop up throughout the time, so you can get a few extra helmets that look a bit better. So there we go. So that's basically what you want to be concentrating on mainly if you want to get yourself, somewhere where you want to be able to take on the big end bosses. Okay, remember each boss on each planet does give you a chance to drop in better equipment, better gear, stuff like that, so it's worth grinding them a few times as well. So the assassination missions. So what else do you need to be working on? Well, obviously once you reach rank 3, mastery rank 3 that is, you can then unlock your syndicates. They're worth getting as they give you special mods for your warframes. I will do a separate video on syndicates and what effects they have on, and then you can see which one you want to choose. There isn't really any hardball choice really. I mean, you can choose and change and whatever. There are ways of you being able to level up more than one at once, which I'll show you a little trick on another video at a later stage. So what else left is there for a beginner? That's pretty much everything you're going to have to worry about at the start. Your next question is how are you going to get about doing this? Well, I've already mentioned that. Get yourself in a squad or a clan, get a few players. It's not hard. This game has got quite a big community, so it's worth a check online. If not, you can just ask in one of the chats to get yourself in. My clan takes on quite often. I think I mentioned it in one of my other videos. I will leave the details in the bottom, and you can always check us out. And you want to be looking at somebody who's going to be helping you out running these fissure missions. Now, it's probably worth noting that the bonuses to the fissures are when you unlock them. So if you don't have any relics to unlock, then you're not going to get your little bit of extra bonus. However, they are still brilliant at getting you your affinity credits, your resources. It's worth grinding them. And then what will happen is you'll start getting the relics from the fissure missions. So it's still worth doing, even as a new player. And just take advantage of the older players and what they're doing and how they're going about their time. No one Warframe will suit you. You'll suit multiple Warframes and you'll enjoy playing multiple Warframes. Find ones that suit the situation you have. For example, Necros here, perfect for your grinding. You can get a lot more stuff out of your grinding if you have a Necros with you. Find somebody who's got a Necros. Failing that, get yourself a survivable Warframe. Nidus, for example, perfect for surviving. Harrow, again. Obviously these are further into the game, but there's still nothing to say that you can't get yourself a decent Warframe. If you have the platinum, save it. You're going to need it for your spaces. Spend your platinum on the extra slots for Warframes. The more Warframes you have, the more you can unlock. You cannot level something up twice, so there is a way of zeroing it using Forma, which allows you to change your polarities, which allows you to increase your mod capacity. That's been covered in the mods video. That doesn't give you an unlocked Warframe again, where then the affinity counts towards your mastery rank. It doesn't work that way, unfortunately. So you're going to need new items every time. So if you bought a second Lex, for example, it doesn't give you extra, it counts towards all Lexes that you'll ever have in the future. So that platinum is needed for these slots to get yourself some new weaponry. Because if you're like me, I don't sell my weaponry. I like to keep some of it. I do sell some that I don't really particularly like, but you're going to want to keep hold of some of them and keep them at high level and get them formed so that they're stronger and more powerful. So bear that in mind. You You can sell stuff in the future for platinum. I won't say it's something that you'd need as a beginner, as you're probably not going to have anything that anybody really wants at that time. However, as a beginner, you will have the chance to get a lot of resources when you're running the missions and stuff like that. And these resources are great in a clan because they allow you to do research in a clan. And the clans will also have clan specific research completed. That gives you a chance to buy, patterns and whatnot, and you can build new weaponry, and you can have access to things that you won't necessarily have access to, and some more stronger weaponry as well. Remember, some of them are mastery ranked, so you won't have a chance to get them. However, there are new warframes that you can get through the clan as well, such as the vault if you don't already have it. So that's really what you need to be concentrating on right at the beginning. Getting your planets opened up, getting them all the nodes on them completed, and grinding a few of them as well. So you want to be grinding your assassination missions, you want to be grinding your defense missions, and your survival missions. Find yourself a clan, get the clan to assist you in leveling up. Plenty of people will constantly be running the grinding missions. Get yourself in a fisher. If you've got a good enough team to run a lift or a meso fisher, they're not going to need you to be the best player there is there. Don't get me wrong, they're not going to want you to just feed off them. They're going to want some kind of input, but every Warframe brings something to the game. So that's the best I can give you for now. However, what I will say is research your Warframes. If you want to manage to do something, you want to grind, then I know Necros is the man you need. There are others, but I prefer Necros. That's my gameplay style, and that's what I've worked with and I find the best to do. There are mods and whatnot that can help you, and I will do some more videos on them in the future, but your best bet is to just do some research on what you want. The wiki is your second friend, as well as the videos on YouTube. Everybody has their own ideas, and there's no one or other right way of doing it. There's multiple ways of getting to the same end. So find something that you enjoy doing yourself that doesn't push your boundary. Okay, just remember there is a foundry on here that allows you to create items, and them items are very, very useful. Don't neglect it. Use it, find out what stuff you can get some more patterns, and that's the way you're going to get into this game. So I'm going to leave it for now there. However, I will be creating some more videos based on how to use a certain Warframe in certain specific scenarios. So if there is something you are interested in, like your grinding, for example, I can show you a Necros build for a grind. I can show you other Warframes for survivability, for different missions, doing solo missions. Leave me a comment, ask away at anything that you want to do. I will get some of these videos out for you, and obviously make sure you're aware of them being out there. Remember, give me a subscribe, like the video if you've enjoyed it, please, and even if it's not about this video, give me a comment about anything to do with Warframe, and I will get anything out for you that you need. Other than that, thank you very much for listening, and hopefully I will have another video out for you soon.